God Emperor, look with favor upon these your servants. Make of them the instruments of your wrath. Let their hearts be armored in your hatred. Ave Imperator! Ave Imperator!
Love the Emperor, for he is the salvation of mankind. Obey his word, for he will lead you into the light of the future. Heed his wisdom, for he will protect you from evil. Whisper his prayers with devotion, for they will salve your soul. Honor his servants, for they will speak in his voice. Tremble before his majesty, for we all walk in his immortal shadow.
I am the acid that dissolves impurity. I am the poison that weakens the enemy. I am the fire that burns the heretic, the gas that chokes out doubt. All who oppose me will be but dust and ash.
Emperor says there is strength in ignorance. Ogren is very strong.
Taste man, you chaos fiends!
For the Emperor's wrath. Get up, Sparkhead. No time for rest.
Taste but a fraction of my pain.
One of the Emperor's chosen will purge all who dare oppose me.
Shouty, you talk too much.
The glorious Fuck! I got blood in my mouth!
Purge, heretic! Purge!
Warhammer 40k, a series that clearly needs no introduction. Well, actually it does. There is a lot of lore to this franchise. Warhammer has leaked its way into all surfaces of media, and today we are looking into one of my personal favorite Warhammer games to date. If you saw my Horde Shooter tier list video, then you must have been excited for this video to finally be made, as we are talking about a Horde Shooter game that I gave S tier. Warhammer 40k Darktide. So get ready to carve through waves of cultists and send beasts of Nurgles back to hell in this episode of the Summer of Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k Darktide. Are you loyal to your fellow soldiers, to the Imperium of Man, to the God Emperor himself? Are you willing to mow down countless enemies with little to no chance of surviving, with only a shovel in your hand just to prove it? If so, then welcome to the intro of Darktide. You are convicted against the Emperor being transported to God knows where. While you swear up and down that you are as loyal to the Emperor as they come, like the Inquisitors always say, innocence proves nothing. Right after you are left to rot in your cell, the cultist of Nurgle breaks in and plans a daring escape for you, is what I would say if you were actually guilty of being disloyal. What really happened is a poxburster explodes next to your cell and leaves an opening for you and your next door cellmate. The leader of the assault, Captain Wolfer, leaves you for dead against the zombie-like enemies called Poxwalkers. But you, being the main character, prove him wrong as you not only cleave through hundreds of enemies alone, you even rescue and escape with Captain Zeoth, who originally called you a traitor earlier. Once escaping from the ship, you arrive on the Morning Star, where your previous unknown crimes have been forgiven, and you are conscripted into the rogue trader of House Bronze, requisitioned by Inquisitor Grendel. Now that you have been forcefully drafted, well, maybe not that forceful since you are such a loyal person, you begin going on missions slaughtering thousands. After completing each mission, you start earning reputation, the leveling system in the game. Fat Shark labeled it as your rep because no one here believed you as far as they can throw you, as it has been confirmed that there is a traitor among you all. As your reputation starts to grow, they slowly start to trust you, but this other soldier is doing just as great as you, if not better. And in the end, it comes down to you and them as the final suspects. As the commander aims his gun at you, you stand firm knowing full well you are as loyal as they come. Because if you aren't 100% innocent, why would you panic? Some real life advice for you right there. He turns out to be trolling hard and quickly shoots at the now running away heretic and claims you are loyal, also making you an inquisitor to the Imperium. That's where the main story of the game ends. Of course, with new missions they add on bits and pieces here and there, and they even add lore to the game in their social media content called Vox Messages. Or now they are martyr skulls due to negative feedback on the Vox Messages. Yikes. Or in-game dialogue. But the in-game dialogue is kind of hard to hear while you are currently fighting for your life. Wait, what? I can't hear you! What? What is she saying? I'm literally busy right now. Are you giving me lore? Send help! Who said 4 people was a good idea?
I'm a little busy at the moment!
But that's currently it for the lore of the game. With it being a live service game, of course they can add on to this, but most casual players are not here for the lore, but the incredibly addicting gameplay of Vermintide enhanced with the 40k universe. Las guns, bolt guns, crack grenades, shovels, chains and power swords, and so much more. There are tons of weapons for each class, and some even cross over to the other classes except for Ogryn. Ogryn discrimination keeps happening. The weapons in this game are nailed down. I love all of them, and the longer I played, the more I struggled to find a weapon that I really love to enjoy, since I enjoy all of them. I enjoy all these different types of bolt guns, las guns, auto guns. All the psyker stats are unique and actually useful to the point where people are just using the ones they prefer. Ogryn's big but simple to use weaponry feel powerful to use. It's just such an exciting time once you enter a mission trying these new weapons out. But this game was made by Fatshark. You know for a fact the melee weapon Slap. Ripped right out of Vermintide, all weapons have different swings, lights and heavy attacks, and a special attack, such as revving up your chainsword, turning on your power sword, and even for guns, they even have specials like bashing your enemies away with the gun, punching them out of the way with your offhand, and even the shoveling a grenade launcher inside the enemy and then firing it, exploding them into bits. Not only are the weapons all unique, including the variants of each class, but each of the classes are as well. The veteran is a soldier of the Imperium Army. Being labeled as a veteran means that they have served a full year in the Imperium service, which is rare for a normal guardsman. They can lock and load and unleash extra damage on their guns, shout at enemies to back up, fill your toughness, and even revive people to get them back into the fight, or even turn invisible to sneak up on enemies and stab them in the back. The Zealot Preacher, the religious wings of the Imperium ready to dish out dogmatic trauma and crack skulls with their melee weapons. The Zealot can become a sneaky boy, pull out a cross and condemn the cultists to cower in fear while boasting toughness for your team, or simply charge forward and deal massive amounts of damage. There has been reports of zealots gaining power seemingly through their beliefs alone and fending off hordes of enemies, when a simple soldier would have perished. The Psyker, an individual with psychic abilities able to manipulate the warp by strength of will, going through extensive training in order to defend themselves from the temptations of demons. The abilities can lead to exploding one's mind, throwing magic shards who seek out multiple enemies at a time, or unleashing the Ogryn, the tank of the team. While Ogryns are on the simpler side of intelligence, do not let that fool you. This huge abhuman could be a space marine who isn't in his power armor in an arm wrestling match. While they can't in the game, it is known that Ogryn skin can take a lot of punishment before they start taking real damage, making them perfect to be in a squad of guardsmen. These simple creatures run very basic weaponry and abilities to help, from throwing boxes of grenades, to a mini nuke, to a fucking rock. As well as protecting the little ones by charging armed person to a crowd of enemies, taking everyone's attention, or unleashing a spray of bullets into a horde. While the Ogryn focuses on protecting you, little one, make sure you protect him, as in Darktide you are fighting more than just brain-dead cultists. Scab units are here and will destroy your health quickly while being in heavy-plated armor, as well as other enemies such as snipers, trappers, grenadiers, and so much more. As well as even bigger threats such as Plague Ogryns, Chaos Spawns, Beasts of Nurgles, and even the dreaded Demon Host. Each mission works mostly the same with different types and areas being the only changes per mission, to assassinating a high-ranking cultist member, to repairing the equipment for the Imperium, to gathering intel on the enemy with your floating martyr skull. Now you may be wondering, what is the point of all this? Well, besides being a good boy for the Emperor, you will earn Plasteel and Diamantine, which can also be found throughout the level to level up your weapons. Change perks, gain perks, or bless your weapons as well. Ordo Dockets, which is the Imperium currency, will also be attained so that you can buy different weapons and cosmetics, if they ever update the fucking commissary. This is where I'm going to talk about the issues here. The game has been out for almost 2 years and we still have no itemizations for it, so getting perks and blessings is completely random. You can change perks, but to get the perk you want to have, you have to scrap the gun that it's on. But when it comes to blessings, completely random. People have been wanting itemization, weapon customization, more free cosmetics, more classes, and it's extremely possible. Except the fact that this game was made by the slowest game developers of this decade, Fatshark. Updates come way too slow. As I am writing this, itemization is on its way, but it was believed to be coming in the Secrets of the Machine God update. But literally 5 days before the update was about to come out, they announced that it was going to take longer, pissing off the community. While there was nothing saying it was coming this update, apparently they have been hinting at it forever, and it has pissed off the community. They did try to help ease the pain by showing off screenshots of the status of the itemization update, and it does look promising. They are saying the end of summer it will be here, but the community has already begun the meme of it will be here at the beginning of winter, because Fatshark. Fatshark is a Swedish company, and unlike America, those people can actually have a life and work second. They have so many holidays off, I'm extremely jealous, but it's a curse for all of us. Fatshark will just fucking disappear for months without saying anything, and all of us will have to dive into the laws of Sweden to see if it's a mandated holiday or not. At the time of writing this, they are currently on another vacation, thanks to Sweden being awesome, and had stated that they know their communication sucks and they're trying to do better by going on vacation. They have been doing better, while during this time off, they are sharing interviews and behind the scenes on how the game levels and stuff are made, so it is cool to see that. But my god, they are so slow with updates. It took them their entire first year to do a class overhaul because the class system in the beginning was so fucking boring. Now, Secrets of the Machine God is out almost another year later. I just recently started paying attention to how they add the new content, so I am still new in this area, but the commissary hasn't been updated. Ever. But don't worry, the store where you get items for paying real money has been updated every week. I get it. You need to fund the game to make sure it stays worth doing. I 100% agree with that. But 2 years and the poor commissary has barely gotten any customers. Not to mention after 2 years, Ogren finally got a brand new weapon. But it took you 2 years to add one of the most iconic 40k weapons in the game, the bolt pistol? Not only are these big issues, but bugs pop up every update, one actually making the bolt pistol impossible to aim after firing it because it randomly jumps right before you shoot, and other small annoying things that happen. I know I just went on a rant there, and I do know how that looks, but I do it because I love this game. It's my favorite Warhammer game at this time. I don't know if that's gonna change soon, but stuff needs to change as well. The core gameplay is fun and I love it. The lore needs to be presented better. The updates need to come a lot sooner. Helldivers 2, even after slowing down on updates, has released more content in the 5 months of life it has than Darktide has in 2 years. I do honestly hope it gets better. I know new classes have been found in the data files, and hell, there have even been hints to the Terminated faction being added to the game. But because we know how these developers are, I just don't believe we will see something as big as adding another enemy faction into this game under Fatshark. Until then, I'm going to be taking out my anger in the nice and responsible adult way. A zealot with a chainsword. See you all on the Morning Star. Thank you guys so much for watching this a look into the Summer of Warhammer. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this video, and I'm so glad it's finally here. If you guys liked what you saw, please go ahead and check out the description below. You can find all my social media there. You can see my podcast show, Juby After Dark, a new episode every month. And then you can check out my Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can go ahead and help support me so I can keep making these videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment if you enjoyed, and I will see you all next week.